Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Guys, everyone, please check your audio and video settings, please. Am I audible, guys? Yeah. Today onwards, new module is started. That is Spring Boot module. Yes, Spring Boot core module, we can say. Spring core module talks about basics of Spring programming. Spring Boot core module talks about basics of Spring core programming. It speaks about basics of Spring core programming. Right, guys? Okay. So what's the plan? We first learn Spring basics, then we learn Spring Boot basics, and then onwards, every topic of Spring and Spring Boot, we will learn in Spring Boot style because Spring Boot is advanced than Spring. Today's topic is need of Spring Boot, guys. Already we are happy with Spring. We have enjoyed some containers and every facilities in the Spring, right? Spring is equal to Spring plus plus. Spring is equal to Spring plus plus. Spring Boot framework is equal to Spring Framework plus plus. That means it is built on the top of what? It is built on the top of Spring Framework. It's something like this. Working with technologies is like washing the clothes with soap manually, washing the clothes manually. Spring Boot is like, Spring Framework is like washing the clothes with a semi-automated washing machine. And Spring Boot is like washing the clothes with fully automated washing machine. Washing the clothes with fully automated washing machine. Clear, my dear? Bap ka bap. Spring is a framework. Spring Boot is a framework providing abstraction on existing framework called Spring. It's a purely extension of Spring, guys, nothing else. Framework is a software that is built on the top of one or more technologies to simplify the application development process by generating the common logics of the application dynamically. The common logics of the application dynamically. I hope everyone gone through one-line statements of Spring Core module. Revision statements I have given in core module. Easy to understand. Whatever I talked, same lines are there. Easy. Okay, those who have not studied, please go through once again. Aman, Mr. Aman, I ask you to read first, then ask me if you have any queries. And you are saying directly to revise me. Okay, first you please read, guys. Without reading, don't talk in front of me. Because one-liners are given. Before going to interview, just look at those one-liners and you can happily face the interview. First, read it, read it. Yeah, first I talk about definition of a framework, guys. While developing application using framework, the programmer should take care of application-specific business logic because the remaining logics will be generated by the framework dynamically. Okay. The remaining logics will be generated by the framework dynamically. Spring Framework is a small circle. Spring Boot Framework is a big circle. Spring Boot Framework is superset of what? Spring Framework. Spring Boot Framework is extension of Spring Framework. Spring Boot Framework is extension of Spring Framework. Baap ka baap is generally is like, if you like Spring Framework, if you feel it's a father, father of father, guys. Right. That means big boss. Right. We'll give some reference examples, guys. Yeah. Developing the application using Java JWE technologies is like, what is this? Working with, is like working with, tell me guys, what is that? Is like working with, mm, is like washing clothes washing clothes manually with soap, guys. Manually with soap. Next, guys. Developing the application using Spring Framework is like washing clothes using semi-automated washing machine. Washing clothes using semi-automated washing machine. Develop the application using developing the application. That's better wording. Developing the application using Spring Boot framework is like washing clothes using fully automated washing machine. That means it is self-intelligent, guys, right? Fully automated washing machine. Super. Okay, now listen. What is the speciality of Spring Boot compared to Spring, guys? Okay, that is avoids the XML completely or minimize the XML. But one great feature is there, that is auto configuration, guys. Listen, Spring Boot is equal to Spring minus XML. It completely eliminates the XML or try to minimize the XML. First priority to eliminating XML. If not possible, at least minimize the XML utilization. If not possible, at least it will try to minimize the XML utilization, guys. If not possible, at least it will try to minimize the XML utilization, but that is not important. Main feature is auto configuration, guys. Based on the jar file that are added to class path, it will get some opinionated defaults. It will get opinionated default. You need not to tell I need it. They will come automatically. That is called opinionated defaults. Listen, guys. Listen. Person is coming to office daily in the car. Do we need to tell I'm a rich guy? That too every day is coming in different cars. Do we need to tell that he is a rich guy? We'll frame one opinion on him. We'll frame one opinion on him. He's a rich guy, well off. Yes or no? Na? Right. Okay. One day you are staying in hostel room or friend's room. You are staying in hostel room or friend's room. Okay. One day your friend got up early in the morning, dressed up neatly, that too in formals, combed hair very neatly, and in shut in, formal shoe and with polish. So, do you need to tell to every roommate that is going for interview today, that is attending interview today? You need not to tell. By seeing the way he dress, we can understand he is going for interview, right, boss? This is called opinionated defaults, guys. Opinionated default. This concept is called opinionated default. This is called opinionated default numbers. Say something, my dear. I want reply from you people. Yeah, based on the jar file that you added to class path of the Spring Boot project, many classes automatically become Spring Beans. Many jar files will come. Other dependent jar files will come automatically. Some servers will come automatically. Some databases will come automatically. Connections to database will establish automatically. Is it not interesting, Rababu? You need not to configure each and everything manually from scratch level. It has got self-intelligence. It is giving many things automatically based on the setup of the project. Based on the setup of the project, right, guys? Okay, listen, you have taken room in the hotel, boss. Do you again ask, give me towel, give me bed sheet, give me, what is that, soap, give me shampoo separately? Because the person staying in a hotel means he's away from the home. He's not having anything. So you have the hotel people need to provide something automatically or not. And technically also we don't ask them, they will come automatically, right? Okay, guys. Someone is saying, sir, if everything is done by Spring Boot, what we have to do? Array, based on the jar file, it can do common setup only, Rab. But specific activities again we should do now. Okay, do you think Spring Boot writes the business logic? Do you think Spring Boot writes the business logic? Do you think Spring Boot write persistence logic? Spring Boot write presentation logic? Do you think Spring Boot having logic for transferring money? No, such things you should still write. Only setup things it will generate. Setup things, infrastructure things it will take care. Coding again we should do, guys. Coding again we should do. Common thing, common infrastructure things it will take care. Auto configuration. Based on the jar file added to the class path of the project, the Spring Boot performs lots of common operations dynamically. Lots of common operations dynamically. Making certain predefined classes as Spring Beans, injects certain Spring Beans with certain other Spring Beans, use in-memory database software. What do you mean by in-memory? When application started, our Spring Boot application started, database is started. Once application is ended, the database is vanished. Establishing connection with the database software gives servers as embedded servers like Tomcat server and etc. It gives servers as the embedded servers, guys. It simply gives servers as the embedded servers. Is that clear, my dear? Are you getting my point, guys? Establishing connection with the database software gives servers as embedded servers, also called in-memory servers, guys. That means what is the beauty thing, boss? If you are using Spring Boot, though you don't have database, we can work with embedded database at the in-memory servers. If you are developing web application using Spring Boot, though you don't arrange a Tomcat server separately for deployment, we can enjoy in-memory servers. We can enjoy in-memory servers right now, boss. Spring Boot framework is self-intelligent. That means it does many common operations automatically To simplify the process of application development. To simplify the process of application development. Okay, now listen, what is the beauty I will tell because of auto configuration. In microservice, I think everyone knows microservice architecture I already introduced. Did I introduce microservice architecture, guys? Did I launch microservice architecture earlier? Yes or no? Na, say something, Ra Babu. Yes. Not introduced? Okay, I'll introduce and I will talk the advantage of Spring. Don't worry, I will today I'll introduce. It's part of our discussion. The Java class whose object is created and managed by Spring container or IOC container is called Spring Bean. Fine. In microservice architecture, okay, listen. What is microservice architecture? I will tell, boss. In my project, 20 services are there. 20 services will not be developed inside one project and they are not integrated. In microservice architecture, every service, every microservice is a separate project. So if I go for microservice architecture, total how many projects will be there representing 20 services? 20 projects will be there. Every project will have its own setup, its own database, its own server. It's a separate project. So in microservice architecture, when 20 services are there, okay, will they be developed as part of single project or will they be developed as 20 projects? Definitely they will be developed as the 20 projects. Definitely they will be developed as what? 20 projects. Seriously. Okay, now my question is, in what way Spring Boot is great for microservice architecture? 20 projects need to talk with the database. 20 projects need to be deployed in the server. 20 projects need to establish the connection with the database. In 20 projects, some predefined classes you need to make Spring Beans. But do I need to do those things manually if I develop the 20 projects using Spring Boot? Based on the jars that I have added, through auto configuration, these activities takes place automatically so that I can avoid these boring regular activities now, boss. So that we can avoid these boring regular activities now, boss. So that we can avoid these boring regular activities. I want reply from you people. That means Spring Boot is superb towards what? Microservice architecture based project development or not. And a lot of common activities, especially infrastructure related activities, will be taken care by Spring Boot itself through auto configuration activities, right, boss? Okay. Yeah. Spring Framework is a good worker or employee. Does everything nicely, but everything you should instruct. No self-intelligence, no self-intelligence, guys. Does everything based on instructions given by program. Spring Boot framework is intelligent employee. Does most of the common operations automatically. Array, what's the difference between good employee and intelligent employee? Good employee just follows the instruction and complete the work. That's it. Intelligent employee uses his common sense, uses his presence of mind, and most of the decision he will take automatically that benefits the company. Tell me, company needs good, sincere employees or intelligent employees? Intelligent employees. Sincere employees are those employees who spend 8 hours, 9 hours in the company doing time pass. They behave, they behave company is their life. They don't enjoy in personal life. Son, no, na? Okay, sincere employees are fine. That may satisfy the ego of the team leader. That may satisfy the team environment, ego problems. But productivity will be good with sincere employees? No. With intelligent employees only, productivity will be good. Because they got common sense, they got intelligence. They may spend less time, but they do wonders in the coding, right, guys? Okay. I'll tell examples. Spring is like, CEO said to employee, go and participate in auction. Go and participate in auction to attract the project. He has gone there, participated in auction. Company has given one figure, or company has given one range of figure. Company has given one range of figure. He tried. Okay, project has not come. Bidding failed. He came back. This is a sincere employee. He's a sincere employee, intelligent employee. He has gone to auction place before 2 days. He met with the competitors. He met with the competitors. Somehow he understood. Okay, somehow he discussed with the competitor. So this is the price range which you have to fight. Don't increase the price budget, right? Somehow some kind of some kind of understanding they got among the commentators. Okay, so some kind of understanding, and moreover, that fellow promised, if my company get the project, I will pay 5% royalty to other two competitor companies, other three, four competitor companies, right? So if they get the project, same thing should happen. Like this, some agreement he has done, win or lose, company will be benefited, right? Okay, somehow he got the project. Okay, less than expected budget, and whatever profits coming in that one, 5% share is ready to give to what other companies who has not given much competition. Okay, like this, he somehow brings the project to the company. Somehow he brings the project to the company, right, boss? Sincere employee, go and do the job. Intelligent employee, he owns the company and he will feel it's I'm the owner of the company and what should I do kind of attitude. I hope you understood, guys. So Spring Boot is great or Spring is great. In Java domain, we can use three platforms to develop the projects. Java language, Java technology, Java framework. Okay, guys. So Java framework. And the Java frameworks are best. Right. Okay. Listen. If we develop the project one, nothing but supermarket project using Java language, nothing but core Java, we need to write, let us assume we need to write 10,000 lines of code. Same thing with advanced Java, Java technology, 5,000 lines of code. Same thing with the Spring framework, 4,000 lines of code. And same thing with the Spring Boot, 1,500 lines of code. Why? Are auto configuration. Because of auto configuration, so many things are happening automatically now, boss. Especially infrastructure things, initial things are automatically taking place or not. So where is 1,500, where is 4,000? Between Spring and Spring Boot only lot of differences there are not there. Okay, that's the reason I compared what Spring Boot with a fully automated washing machine. Spring Boot with what? Fully automated washing machine. Is it not interesting, Rababu? Come on, my dear. Is it not really, really interesting, my dear? I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. Super. Yeah. Tell me, using Spring Boot, we can develop what kind of applications? In fact, all kinds of applications: standalone application, web application, distributed application, microservice architecture application, and star. Spring Boot is known for these applications, boss. Spring Boot is known for these applications. Spring Boot has become popular because microservice architecture has become popular in the market. Just now I have explained. Microservice architecture says 20 services required, means 20 separate projects we have to take and we have to integrate them. If 20 projects are developed in Spring Boot, in 20 projects we will get lot of infrastructure related things automatically because of auto configuration. Servers, databases, some classes are string beans, while in some injections, connections in the database, such things will happen automatically in boss. Such things will happen automatically in boss. Is it not interesting, Babu? Is it not interesting? Yeah. Now listen, I may bore you a little bit. I may bore you a little bit. Okay, why? Because I started explaining what is a standalone web application, distributed microservice architecture application. Actually, we studied all these things in our what? Spring core module introduction also. Sir, why they are there then? You are unnecessarily wasting our time. No, sir. Earlier, I used to take two entries into the batches. Two entries into Spring and Spring Boot microservice batches, guys. Maybe once I started taking batches for placement batch and full stack student, so management said that no need of two entries. Okay, for these students, single entry is enough. So I used to give entry when I start Spring. I used to give entry when I start Spring Boot. Why, sir? 3, 4 years back, guys, there were so many students who just learned Spring and started working on Spring, guys. So those people wants to learn Spring Boot and microservices, not the Spring. So that's the reason I used to give an entry at Spring Boot level. I used to give one entry at what level? Spring Boot level. So, but the people who are just attended first class of Spring Boot, they should not feel panic. Oh, what's happening? That's why I used to explain, okay, what is framework, what is Spring Bean, what is different types of application that Spring Boot can develop, so that old students will be benefited and new students also will feel, okay, fine, this course is started from scratch level. So in that process, I'm going to bore you a little bit by explaining what is web application, what is distributed application again. Because we studied what is web application, what is distributed application in the last class in Spring also, right? But you don't feel bored if you involve. Yes, guys. Tell me standalone applications, guys. The application that is specific to one computer and allows only one user at a time to operate the application is called standalone application. One user at a time to operate the application is called standalone application. Wait, guys, there is a Zoom Plus software. Let me install that so that I can do better presentation. E-Drive, E-Drive softwares. Yeah, let me install this one, guys. Yeah, because I can magnify, I can apply colors, I can underline some effects I can give, guys. Zoom it, zoom it. It is not internet connection error. Eh? What is this? How come internet connection, guys? Hmm? Compatibility issues are there. Huh? Click run as administrator. Let me try as administrator. As admin, it is giving permission. Am I audible now? Yeah. So it is not working in Windows 11. Huh? So it is not working in Windows 11. Very bad, guys. Zoom is screen zoom, annotation, recording tool, zoom it download. Downloaded, guys. Already down. Folder. Yeah. Agree, guys. Yeah. What is this? What is the toggle key? What is the default toggle key, guys? Control 1. Live zoom. Control 4. To draw anything, Control Z. Pen control. Colors. Colors. Okay. Once toggle drawing mode. Okay. Left use mouse button and Control Z. Draw Control E and center cursor some command. Demo type. Break, control 3, record, if you want to record anything, this. Snip, you want to take a copy of certain location, guys, control 6. Like this, you can assign the shortcut keys of your choice. So by default, I want to get 2.0 zoom, guys, whenever I use control this. Right, this is done. Okay, now you observe, I press control 1. It's a zoom now. Escape, it's going off. I think we have something called uh, control to. See, pen pointer is changed numbers. We can draw something. We can draw something immediately. You say escape, it will go off. It won't stay permanent. It won't stay permanent, right? Okay. Um, Control E. Control E. Okay, this is assigned for that. Okay. Control Z. Fine. So we are able to highlight something here, right? So there's no need of going here and selecting the color boss. We can dynamically change it, right? Control to control 5. Yeah, recording is there, but that is not happening, boss. Control 3. Okay, it is simply showing the something here. So maybe recording kind of thing. Okay, fine. Okay, we need zoom it, zoom out is there, guys. Yeah, let's come, boss. Let's come to this place. The application that is specific to one computer and allows only one user to operate is called standalone. Core Java application with main with class with main, calendar application, desktop application, antivirus software, all these are what? Standalone application. Next, what we got, guys? Web applications, right? What we got? Web application. What we got, guys? Web application, guys. I think cursor also we can change, guys. 1 minute. Zoom it options. Long back I used it. Long back I used it. Zoom it options. For changing cursor. What are the zoom in shortcuts, guys? Yeah. These shortcuts will extend usability. The combination for Zoom can be customized this one. Sort by download. This is URL is help shortcut keys. Just a minute. Just a minute. For me, it is required, not for you. Not for you. For me, it is required, guys. For me, it is required. Yeah. Check it. Control one. Begin zoom in mode. Okay. Then use arrow symbol, guys. Then use arrow symbol. Then use arrow symbol. The arrow symbol to increase or decrease the volume. Okay. Next. What is this? Begin dragging. Okay. While not zoomed, begin dragging. Okay. Increase the line or pointer size. Control arrow. Control arrow. Increase the line or pointer size. Decrease the line or this one. Tell me what is this? R color, red color pen will come. Okay. Blue color pen will come. Yellow color pen will come. Control 3. Show meeting timer. Control 4. Live zoom mode. What do you mean by live zoom mode for him? Okay. So like this, we have got some commands here, there or not. Super. You don't need this software, guys. You don't need this software. Increase the line pointer. Yeah, see, Control C and paste somewhere else. Yeah. Okay, let it be. Let's come back. Yeah, we are ready with the Zoom It software, guys. We are ready with the Zoom It software. That's good. Let's close all unnecessarily closing one. Yes, let me close all of them. This is not required. This is not required. Hmm. Fine. Okay. Now let's see. What is web application here? What is web application here, guys? Yeah. It's a client server. Next, let's try to understand what is the web application we have. It's a client server, guys. What is this? It's a client server. It's a client server or two-tier application where client is software browser interacts with software application called website. Website or web application. In request response model supporting C2B operation, customer to business operation, guys. Listen, browser to flipkart.com is a website, browser to Amazon. So for website, client is always browser or not? For any website, client is always browser software. Already we discussed all this stuff, guys. We discussed all this stuff. It's not like that. It's not like that. Tell me. Here is browser talking to flipkart.com. It's a two tier, tier one, tier two. This is tier one, which is always browser software. This is tier 2. This is this one, tier 2. Perfect. Distributed application or remoting application, guys. What application? Distributed application or remoting application. The application that allows different types of client application, either locally or remotely, to connect and consume services in B2B model, business to business model is called distributed application. Already I discussed now. A remote an application whose services can be accessed locally or remotely, okay, to consume various services is called distributed application. Is definitely called distributed application. Is that clear, guys? Let's see. UPA payment application, payment gateway application, Master Visa, payment broker application, ICAC, International Cricket Council application, Bombay Stock Exchange application, National Stock Exchange application, all these are distributed. First of all, tell me, you take Visa application only. Visa application services can be used from mobile device, can be used for website, can be used from desktop computers, can be used from tabs, can be used from kiosk, like a kiosk centers. Nowadays, if you go to hotels, McD kind of thing, from kiosk only we can give order of the items or not. Can be used from can be used from ATM machines, swiping card machines. Okay, that means tell me the services of Visa application were able to operate, able to consume from different types of application. Such thing is called distributed application. Clear, guys? We can consume services of phone pay application. What application? Phone pay application. The thing was server application from different types of client application like mobile application, desktop application, web application, IoT application, embedded system application, and etc. Check it out. This is Mission 10 phone pay, guys. This is Mission 10 phone pay server application, which is a distributed application. Which is a distributed or remoting application, guys. Which is a distributed or remoting application. Super. Okay. So here we are having different types of clients. Spotify mobile application connecting to this one, going for payment. Flipkart.com website connecting to that, using for payment. Desktop bank employee application connecting to that, going for payment. Swiping machine embedded system application because it is device, there the device connecting to that, going for payment. Alexa, array from Alexa also we can do payments nowadays. OTT application, array Netflix type kind of also can use phone pay for payment, guys. So we have different varieties of options here or not, guys? Right. Tell me, browser to software application interaction is web application. Software application to software application interaction is distributed application. Come on, guys. See, browser talking to Flipkart.com website. Flipkart.com talking to PhonePe distributed application. Because this is software application, this is software application. PhonePe talking to bank application, distributed application. Browser talking to Amazon.in web application. Amazon.in talking to what? Payment broker application, distributed application. Payment broker application talking to payment gateway, Visa, Master. Already we discussed all this stuff. Distributed application. And this Visa application talking to bank people is also called distributed applications. Right, guys? Come on, come on. In the initial days, we spend the time. This is how UPI payment takes place. This is how, okay, card payment or net banking takes place, guys. Card payment or net banking takes place. Browser to e-commerce application website. Website to phone payment broker distributed. Payment broker to MasterCard application distributed. MasterCard is linked with the bank. That communication distributed. In distributed application, browser to software application interaction is there, or software application to software application interaction is there. Software application to software application interaction is there. Right, boss? Super. Enterprise application is combination of web application plus distributed application. Enterprise application means it's a combination, guys. Okay. We discussed all this thing very elaborately in the initial days, boss. It's like revision kind of thing. Okay, don't worry. Web application one side, distributed application one side. Differences I am talking. It is always C2B application. It is always B2B application, guys. Customer to business, business to business. You observe anything. Flipkart.com talking to PhonePe. Flipkart is a business entity. PhonePe is a business entity, right? Flipkart.com talking to what is that? PayPal application. Okay, PayPal is a business entity acting as a mediator, broker between e-commerce sites and payment gateway applications. Okay, PayPal talking to what? PayPal talking to Visa Master application is a distributed application. Visa talking to bank application is a distributed application because their application to application interaction is happening. This is browser to software interaction, guys. Yeah, because their client is fixed, that is browser. This is application to application interaction, boss. Represent two-tier application as a thin client and fat server application, right? Okay, listen, guys. Enterprise application is generally combination of what? Web application plus distributed application. But you can call complex web application as enterprise application, only complex distributed application as enterprise application, complex distributed application as the enterprise application. Clear, boss? Got the point, my dear? I want reply, boss. Represents two-tier application as thin client and fat server. A browser talking to Flipkart.com. Entire logics will be there at Flipkart.com. Browser is just provides user interface to send requests to receive responses. To send request and to receive responses. That's it, guys. Come on. Represents two-tier application as thin client and fat server application. Other side. This is fat client and fat server application, guys. Flipkart.com talking to PayPal. PayPal talking to SBA, Visa application. Client side some logics are there. Server side also some logics are there, right? Both are distributing the responsibilities. That's why both are fat. Fat means code is there. Operations are there. That's what I'm trying to say. Runs on request response model. Runs on services invocation model. That means we call business methods. Either through method calls or through request response model. Old distributed application on method call model, guys. But web services based distributed applications on request response model. Okay, web service based distributed applications are running on method call model. Okay, guys. Here I will write small point. Wait a minute. RMI is a be kind of distributed application runs as runs as runs as method calls runs on method calls model whereas the web services based distributed applications runs on request to response model. Okay, it's on response. We can use Servlet JSP technologies to develop Java-based web application. We can use RMI ISAB technology to develop Java-based distributed application. We can use Struts JSF, Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC frameworks to develop Java-based web application. We can use web services frameworks like JAX, WS, JAX RS, Apache CFX, Axis, Spring REST, etc. are the frameworks to develop what? Java-based distributed application, but Spring Boot REST is the best. Spring Boot REST is the best, right, guys? Here is my this kind of. As the framework to develop Java-based distributed applications. Example for distributed web applications. Tell me. Flipkart.com, Amazon.in, Naresh IT, PhonePe, Google Pay, Paytm, ICC application, all these are this one. Okay, now listen. Those who feel we have not taught microservice architecture application earlier, now they need to focus, guys. So micro means small, service means logics, service means operations. Microservice architecture says every small or bigger service should be developed as a separate project, should go for integration later. That is called microservice architecture. Sir, what's the problem with the existing model and what is the name of existing model? Before arrival of microservice architecture, whatever standalone applications we develop, web application, distributed applications we develop, in fact, enterprise applications we develop, they fall under monolithic architecture. What is that? Monolith architecture. What this monolith architecture says? Very simple. In your project, 20 services are there. Develop all 20 services inside the project and integrate into one unit and release as a single WAR file or jar file. Release as the single WAR file or jar file. Got it, my dear? Understood? Got it as the single jar file or WAR file. Knowingly, unknowingly, the web applications we developed so far, distributed application, standalone application, everything is what? Monolith architecture based applications. Everything will be packed into single unit. We may take modules within the project, but all modules will be integrated and packed into single unit and will be released as a single unit. That's a mono means single, monolith architecture. The standalone application, web application, distributed application that we have discussed so far are developed based on monolithic architecture, which says develop different services as the different modules of the project and pack them into single unit, either as jar file or WAR file. Jar file means Java archive file, Java level zip file, guys. WAR file is what? Jar file only, but representing the web application. Representing the web application. Web mode of jar file is called WAR file. Web mode of jar file is called WAR file. Some part of industry says monolith architecture, some part of industry says monolithic architecture. Both are same. Check it out. Bank project, ICICI Bank. Daily transactions are there. People comes with withdraw deposit, transferring money, opening account, closing account, those things. Loans, applying loan, verifying loan. Uh, what is that? Checking the sanctioning the loan, rejecting the loan, this kind of services. Mutual funds, guys. Okay, purchasing what? Shares in the share market. Locker service, guys. Opening locker, closing locker, operating locker, that kind of thing. Admin service, common for all these people. But listen. Sing, entire single project, different services are developed as a different module and they are integrated within the project and released as a single unit. Monolith. Sir, what's the problem with this architecture? Why should I go for microservice architecture? Problem number one, my Java team is full busy, boss, but deadline is very less. Okay, I started this one in Java. Can I develop this module in non-Java? All should be there in same language, na boss. Come on, my dear. All should be there in same language. That's one advantage. One problem. Another problem. All of a sudden, this module failed, guys. They disturb other modules. Problem in one or other module also disturb the other module, guys. Next, some other some other company project liked our loan service module. They want to just take loan service and use it. Can they? Can they? Can we send only loan service as a separate code to other company people? No, because it is integrated, boss. It is integrated, right? Okay, monolith architecture is like what you know, TV that is coming with TV that is coming with built-in TV features, home theater features, DTH features, Wi-Fi router features. Wi-Fi router features, right, boss? Okay. Tell me, boss, Wi-Fi router, if I keep in TV area, signal is not coming to bedroom properly. But is there any chance of removing from a TV set cabinet? No, because it is integral part of what TV set. It is integral part of TV set. Okay. In hall TV, I don't want to use a DTH device. In bedroom TV, I want to use DTH device. Any possibility was? No. Because it is integral part of what? DTH device. It is integral part of what? TV set. Some problems are there or not. This is called monolith architecture, guys. If other projects or client organization wants to use one or other service or module of the monolithic architecture project, that is not possible because all services or modules are packed into single unit or WAR file or jar. Moreover, all services or module of the project must be developed using same language or framework. Using same language or framework or technology. Using same language or technology or framework, guys. Mhm. See, when I launch a microservice architecture officially, I will give nearly 20, 10 to 15 drawbacks of monolithic architecture. Right now, I'm not giving all of them. I'm just introducing microservice architecture today. So only two problems I said. Certain services of monolith architecture cannot be taken out and used for other projects. Moreover, all services, all modules of project should be developed in same language or technology or framework. My Java team is full busy, but project deadline is approaching. So can I give some work to Python team? Can I ask a few modules to be developed by Python? No, I cannot. I really cannot. To overcome this problem, take the support of microservice architecture in the development of the project, which says develop every service or module as a separate project. Develop every service or module as the separate project, nothing but var or jar file, and make them interacting with each other by taking the support of third-party tools and design patterns. Tools for integration, you have to use third-party tools and design pattern. Design pattern is some best practices we have to use. In microservice architecture, every service is going to be a project having its own packing or jar or var file. Having its own packing or jar or var file. Check it out. Daily transaction service separate project. Okay. Mutual fund separate project. Loan service separate project. Locker service separate project. Admin service separate project. Report service separate project. Everything is having its own database. Okay, but all are integrated. All are integrated as by taking multiple independent projects. Their integration is done by using some design patterns and what design pattern and third party tools, guys. For this communication or interaction between microservices, we take the support of third party tools like API Gateway, Eureka server, and lots of design patterns. Lots of design patterns, boss. Lots of design pattern. Sir, what are the advantages, guys? Since every service is developed as a separate project, it can be moved or its services can be used in current project in other projects also. So now he is not employee of the company boss. He is a freelancer. Now he is a freelancer. He can work for old company, can also work for new company. See guys, let us assume I said myself I am a full-time employee for Naresh IT. Can I give my services in other organizations? No. I said myself I am a freelancer. I'm a freelancer faculty. So I can, if I want, I can give services to other companies also. I'm a freelancer, guys. I can give my services to other things. But I have given a word to Naresh IT. What is that? So trainings I won't do anywhere. But remaining operations, I have a freedom to do other places. So I can give my coding knowledge for software companies. I can use my management skills to start my startup, to run my organization, right, Namos? Okay, tell me was in monolithic architecture, every model is like permanent employee. Once bound to a company, bound forever. Okay, in microservice architecture, every service is like freelancer, can be used for any project, can be used for any project or any company. Convinced boss? It's like microservice architecture is like what? Okay, just a TV set and giving lot of connecting points to connect other device, giving lot of USB and other ports to connect other devices. So that what happens, guys? What happens, guys? All services are coming as individual component, TV separate component, DTA separate component. Okay. Sound system separate component. Okay. A Wi-Fi router separate component. Whatever you need, you can take it and connect it. So loose coupling is there, na boss. Loose coupling is there or not there. Everyone got the clarity, guys. Come on. Since every service developed as independent project in the form of jar or WAR file, they can be used in different projects on pay and use model, right? The services can be used in different projects on pay and use model. What model, guys? Pay and use model. Is that clear, guys? What model? Pay and use model. Pay and use model. Is it not interesting, Babu? Come on. Pay and use means pay and use. Take. I like the locker service of some bank project. Take it and use it. And moreover, uh, different microservices can be developed in different languages and they can be integrated, right? So my Java team is busy, boss. Okay, they will develop few microservices. And microservices are interoperable. They can be used, developed in any language and can be consumed from any language. Since microservices are RESTful web services having feature of interoperability. Interoperability. What do you mean by interoperability? Develop anywhere, consume anywhere. Consume means use anywhere. Develop anywhere, consume anywhere. Since microservices are RESTful web services having feature called interoperability. Having feature called interoperability, develop anywhere and consume anywhere. Consume anywhere. So we can develop different microservices. So RESTful web service is like web service, guys. One kind of distributed technology to develop distributed application. RESTful, a kind of web service, nothing but distributed application. Okay, different. We can develop different microservices in different languages. In different languages or technologies. In different languages or technologies. Everyone understanding my statement? What do you mean by interoperability? Develop the microservice in Java, but they can be consumed in .NET. Develop the microservice in .NET. It can be consumed in what? Java. Develop anywhere, consume anywhere. Anywhere means any language. Any language. Anywhere means any language. Consume anywhere means consume in any language. Okay. The auto configuration feature of Spring Boot helps to get common operations automatically, like establishing connection with the database software in the projects or services of microservice architecture application. Okay, now listen. How many microservice are there? Multiple are there. Everywhere is having its own database. Everywhere we need database connection. Everywhere we need in-memory database. I don't want to arrange separate database. Everywhere some predefined classes should become Spring Beans. So if I go for Spring Boot, all these things will happen automatically because of auto configuration feature. That means when you develop microservice architecture project, when you develop microservice architecture project using Spring Boot, we are going to take maximum benefit of auto configuration armor. We are going to take maximum benefit of auto configuration armor. Come on, boss. In microservice architecture of ICICI Bank, total how many microservice projects we have seen? 8. Let us assume in the previous diagram. 8 are talking to 8 databases. That means 8 needs 8 in-memory databases. We don't want to arrange database software separately. 8 needs 8 connections. In 8 projects, we need to make some predefined classes like data source kind of thing as Spring Beans. Some injections also we need to do. If I go for Spring Boot, do I need to do all these things manually? No. Every microservice is extension of web service, and web service can be developed and consumed in different languages. That means the microservices of microservice architecture can be implemented either in same language or in what? Different languages. Yes, na boss, come on. Most of the new projects in real time are happening in microservice architecture. What architecture, guys? What architecture? Microservice architecture. The auto configure feature of Spring Boot helps to get common operations automatically, like establishing the connection with the database software in projects or services of microservice architecture application. In every, let me give more interesting step. The auto configure feature of Spring Boot helps to get common operations automatically, like establishing connection with the database software. Okay. Getting in-memory database softwares, in-memory servers, in-memory servers, and etc. And etc. Okay, etc. In every project, in every microservice project, microservice project, in every microservice project to simplify the process of developing the microservices. To simplify the process of developing the microservices. Convinced, my dear? Got the clarity, my dear? I want reply. Tell me, microservice. Spring Boot is very good for microservice architecture projects. The auto configuration activities, common activities, are going to be very useful in multiple microservice projects that are developed. So that means no need of doing most common infrastructure activities, most common activities of programmer manually. They come automatically through auto configuration activity. Is it not interesting fact, boss? So, right. So with this, we officially launched Spring Boot, guys. Tomorrow when we meet, okay, we are going to discuss more on auto configuration. Don't miss the class. More on auto configuration. Don't miss the class. What's your batch code? 11 a.m. What's your this? Spring Boot code. Hey, already there. So your batch is 9 a.m. Sorry. Yeah. Then guys, this Saturday, Sunday, no class. Next class will be on Monday. As I said, weekends I am not working as long as I am there in Singapore. Spring Boot core, guys. Right click, file upload, class content, Spring. Tell me. 910 pp. Spring Boot core, guys. 910 May 17th. So next class will be on Monday as usual. Thank you. Have a nice day.